Welcome to the channel for the first time viewers. Welcome back from my existing subscribers. For the first scripted video, I wanted to cover how to be a better teammate in Rainbow Six Siege. I ask that you leave me some feedback on the overall video style and presentation, as this is something I'm not fully used to, and when it comes to gaming videos. Usually I flow from the top of my head, and occasionally I forget a part or two that could have made my points a little bit more clear, so I decided to try this out. Alright, by the time of this essay is done, my goal is to have given you the basis to become a better teammate in Rainbow Six. So to get started, we want to discuss why being a good teammate in Rainbow Six matters, and that is in the teamwork dependent nature of Siege. The easy answer is you get more wins. More than just some, you gain access to higher ranked friends, build trust in other Siege players, and you bring people out of Discord to collaborate in games, which also leads to more wins. First, we'll start with callouts as we break down what it takes to turn the ship around towards Siegemate land. When making a callout, there are some common mistakes that we all make. Usually it stems from how we share information. So I can tell you many times that you hear people say things like "on my body" or "over there." These callouts really have no place in Siege, and I'm guilty of it myself when not focused on the game myself in making these types of callouts. The main problem lies in two parts: extra distracting sounds coming from you and more data processing for your teammate that you are trying to help. To fix this, be clear and say things like drum. Like that's a call out where it's kind of understood that if you're on skyscraper, that you say drum, that's the room with the big drum in it. So that is easier than like he's above that balcony between the room and the terrace, and that's just too much for the person to try to pick up. So the next thing you could do is use terrorist hunt. You could use terrorist hunt to get more acquainted with the map, but don't just run through terrorist hunt. Look at the compass, and it actually tells you what the room is called. So if you're new to the game and you don't really know too much about the callouts, or you're afraid of getting it wrong, then if you know where you got killed from, call out a direction and maybe a floor. So like I got killed from the north window, second floor. So that's something that's a little bit more direct, even though it's not the best type of call out. It's better than like I got killed from upstairs, because now this person's going on a search for somebody that's already prepared for a gunfight. Next, we have to talk about the operators that we choose. While this isn't as big an issue as it used to be, for the most part, people understand that in order to make things work out for the most desirable outcome, you need to sacrifice your favorite operator every once in a while. Sometimes you may not be able to play that operator throughout the whole match. Bringing a Thatcher when everybody else pretended to not hear the call out, everybody's kind of, I'm not gonna say guilty of this, but we've all been in a lobby where somebody's like, hey, we need a Thatcher, and like there's like crickets, and once the round actually starts, that's when the excuses come out, like, oh, I was AFK, or all that extra stuff. So make sure that you're paying attention to who you have, and then pick the correct operators that are going to help you have the best outcome on the map. Another thing that I could say about that is a lot of times people get picked off trying to create new workarounds to just try to breach areas and they get caught out of position because they don't have the correct operators. So that just leads to like a 4v5 situation and then a 3v5, and now you just have a disadvantage and you have to frag out to win the round. So like I said, make sure that you check what sites were already taken at the beginning of when the round first starts, like see where they can actually go, and then you pretty much have to make an educated guess. Like if it's Oregon, they're probably gonna go, well, lately it's been upstairs, so they go dorms first and then they go laundry down, which is the basement. They go there second. So check that first, check to see where they could go, and then pick accordingly. One of the final points I want to make on this essay: no matter how you look at it, if you're still a valuable asset to the team. Frags are a big part of the game, but when you've lost all your gunfights, it's hard to stay positive and upbeat. But the way you do it is to live vicariously through your teammates. So you get kills, you can kind of like claim some of the kills through callouts. So essentially the way that works is you get on cameras when you can if you're already dead, and you make as direct callouts as you can, and you help the team be ready for gunfights, and just be an asset that way. Don't just check out and start using your phone instead of actually getting on cams. If there's no cams, there's no cams. What I like to do is I'll spectate somebody that doesn't speak, and then I'll just call out when they die. So like, if a person gets killed, I'll just be like, he died in bunk from the right window. So that helps out because that person wasn't gonna make the call out anyways, and the other people that are alive have that information now. So we'll leave on this note: be courteous to your teammates and don't stress people out in clutch situations. Don't have a party going on in the background while you're playing. There are too many nuanced sounds in Siege to have overpowering background audio, you know, pretty much drowning out game sound. Callouts are a must when you die, and make it clear and make it once. Leave me some feedback on how the video sat with you after it was all said and done. Like I said, this was one of my first fully scripted videos, so it's kind of weird. I don't know how I like it. I think I like the free-handed better, but I don't know. Let me know what you thought. You guys be easy, and I'll catch you in the next video.
That's up here.
10 seconds to go.
Yep, nobody's coming from downstairs.
5 seconds
And
remaining.
we injured each other.
Downstairs. Yep, there you
Op
go.
4 eliminated.
Good call.
Successful.
Jesus.